Welcome to Onslow County Today. I'm your host, Lisa Whitman-Grice. Fall is in the air and Onslow County is a great place to be. We're going to be talking with a number of guests today. We're going to be talking with Robert Buckner and Ivy Reed about elder cheer. We'll also visit with Pam Brown and Aaron Tallman about the Onslow County Community Action Plan for Good Health. We'll be visiting with Anna Stanley from Onslow County Park and Recreation, Howard Martin with Onslow County Animal Services, and Brianna Tillman with Onslow County Public Library. Thanks for joining us for this edition of Onslow County Today. Well, it's not quite that most wonderful time of the year, but we have some most wonderful people with us to share with us about what we need to be doing to prepare for the holiday season for members of our community. We have Robert Buckner with Onslow County Adult Services Department of Social Services, and Ivy Reed with Onslow County Cooperative Extension 4-H.
Yes.
I am so glad to have you all here because it is time to begin talking about elder cheer. Robert, you and I have talked about this for years and years, and it's always one of my favorite topics to share with our viewers. Please talk with us about what is elder cheer.
Basically, it is a program that the Department of Social Services started in about 1997, so this is our 21st year. We were going into assisted living facilities and the smaller family care homes, and we just started to realize there's a lot of folks that had some tremendous needs just for basic personal care items. They didn't have the money to purchase them because they're very limited on income when they're in facilities. So we decided to start a project of collecting personal care items like lotions, shampoos, deodorants, things like that to help them. We kind of zeroed in on the holiday time of the year because sometimes that's the saddest time of the year for some folks. So we felt if we could help them, we would go ahead and start a project, and the community has taken that on fully, and we love doing it every year.
You know, I think over the years, as you and I have discussed this, it might surprise folks to realize how many folks who are in care home facilities or assisted living facilities, that has become their family. Perhaps they have no family in the community. Maybe they've moved here because of loved ones, and then they're here by themselves.
And then they've survived their family or friends. Yes, that is very true. A lot of them form strong relationships in the facilities, which is a tremendous thing to see. It's a fun thing to see. But some of them don't have a lot of people to come visit them.
Right, right.
So we always tell people, if you can take, an hour or so to go to one of the assisted living or family care home facilities, just call the administrator and see about, is there a resident who could use a visitor? Not just during the holidays.
Not just during the holidays. Now, that's what we're focusing on, though. We're focusing on this very special elder cheer program. As you say, it's been around now for 20 years, which is remarkable to think about. And again, as you say, it's kind of grown and evolved. And you've got a great partner in Cooperative Extension and their 4-H kids. Ivy, talk to me a little bit and share with our viewers what it means for you to engage your 4-Hers in this kind of community service effort.
Well, we feel like it's extremely important because that kind of bridges the gap between young folks and our older citizens. Many of our children are military. They don't have their grandparents here, and so this allows them an opportunity to have a foster grandparent or to realize that there are older generations and they can learn from them. So we are extremely excited. I'm a newbie in this process, but I think it is very cool that we have an opportunity to participate.
Well, Robert, what sort of things are you looking for? What can we collect? What can we donate to the elder cheer effort that will be helpful? And what sort of things are you looking for?
Well, you've made a nice display on the table here. Anything that you use at home, you may use body lotion, shampoo, deodorant, razors, disposable razors, shaving cream, toothpaste, toothbrushes, dental floss. Some folks have dentures, so they may need denture cleaner and maybe a denture cup to do the cleaning in.
Right.
A lot of times they may be looking for something to do during their day, so we ask for large print puzzle books or word finds. Well, to do those, you need pens
There
or
you go.
pencils. So basically, we can use anything that you would use in your own home. Some folks would like to have a small battery, or not battery operated, electric operated radio to
Okay.
put in their room,
Sure.
because otherwise they may not have access to music. Or
You know, it's things that maybe we take for granted. They always just seem to be there. I don't
Right.
know that we're ever completely out of toothpaste because I know my kids have one upstairs, or I've got, it's these things that we always tend to just have in our own homes that we almost don't even take, give a second thought. They always just seem to be there. But for your folks, it might be that situation where they can't buy it for themselves, and this is that little bit of extra special for them.
right, because a lot of the folks that we give to are those with the most need. They may be on Medicaid. They get $66 per month for all of their personal care needs. That includes paying copays on medications and doctor visits. If someone's on 10 medications at maybe $3 a piece, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
So they can't buy the personal care items. So, like I said, this is a way of helping them at least once a year. We'd like to do it more times of the year, or people can donate those items throughout the year to the different facilities.
So it really doesn't have to be just the holidays.
Correct.
Not just the holidays.
That's right.
Now, Ivy, we've made a little bit of a change. In years past, we've always seen big baskets, and we know that 4-H has been really great about collecting baskets. But we've shifted a little bit in the way in which we're presenting those items, again, giving it a little bit of a different touch. And you've brought an example with you today.
Yes, Well, in talking with Robert, I understand that we did do baskets in the past, but the stockings make a nice presentation, and so we're going towards stockings this year. But if you donate stockings, my advice would be to make sure that they're large enough to put items in. Some of the stockings that you purchase, they're kind of narrow, so we need ample room to put items in. But a stocking is a wonderful presentation, and it kind of carries through with the holiday thing.
Now, you all are going to have a very special day when you bring your 4-Hers together. When people donate stockings, bring all the goods together, and then they're going to stuff those stockings.
Yes.
So they're going to be, Santa's helpers,
Yes.
if you will. What day do you have that scheduled for?
That is on December the 5th.
Okay.
And that will be in the evening, and we need all kinds of assistance. Like I said, I've never done this before, but what I understand is we have an assembly line around the room, and everybody just goes around and picks up items and places them in the stockings in order for them to be delivered. So that requires lots of Santa's helpers, and so we'll have lots of 4-Hers on hand, and anyone else who wishes to participate, we would love to have them as well.
Now, we got to get all this stuff together, Robert. So where do we need to bring it? And when will you begin collecting things?
Okay, we are collecting now.
Okay.
If someone wants to bring a donation to us, they can bring it to the Consolidated Human Services Building
All right.
at 612 College Street. If you are collecting a large amount and you need someone to come pick it up, we are certainly willing to do that as well. We would like to have everything closed out as far as accepting donations by November the 30th.
Okay, so right after Thanksgiving, right after we've all done all that big Black Friday shopping, pick up all some wonderful extra things as well.
Yes.
And we are also taking items at the extension office. We've already had some that have been brought in. We've had some local churches that have brought items in. So if you can't get to Robert's place, please drop them off at us if it's more convenient. We'll take them either place.
And we want to remind folks, you gave the address of College Street. Some of our viewers may not yet be familiar with the new CHS, or Consolidated Human Services Building. So let them know a little bit more about that building, Robert, where it's situated, so that they'll be a little more able to get there.
Okay, we are right off of New Bridge Street.
Okay.
We are actually where a lot of folks knew where the old health department was.
Right.
And we are right there.
Okay.
They have demolished the health department building now, and we are in a 3-story building. It stands out when you turn the corner onto College Street.
Can't miss it once you get
Nope.
to College Street. It's right there, and it is a beautiful building.
Yes, it is.
And as you go into that lobby, very, very helpful, wonderful staff to assist you,
Yes.
so they'll be able to make sure.
Yes.
And then Ivy, the multipurpose complex, again, we want to make sure that folks are familiar with where that is on 258.
Well, that is, it's by the farmer's market. A lot of people know where the farmer's market is on Richlands Highway.
Okay.
We're kind of sort of across from the Farm Bureau, Pony Farm Road, where it
Okay.
comes out on 258. So we're, and the governmental complex, the road that turns down by that, we're right in the center of all of that.
Very good. So we know what we're bringing, we know when we're bringing it, where we're bringing it. Robert, we do want to remind folks of some things that we don't want to bring.
Right. Yeah, the thing is, we don't know if someone may have an allergy to certain scents, so we try and get as many unscented products as possible. We don't really like to get a lot of perfumes or colognes because, again, we may give it to a resident who has a reaction, and we don't want that to happen. We know some products may not be able to get them unscented.
Okay.
We do ask, if at all possible, that we get full-size containers. A lot of folks donate the travel size or things that they get from hotels, which are terrific. We love getting them. But sometimes as we age, those small bottles are hard to get into.
Right.
And they don't last quite as long as a full-size bottle. Some folks may not want to make a donation of items. They may want to make a cash donation to us, and we certainly accept cash. And they're usually curious about what we do with money. If we get enough donation of items, whatever money is left, we will usually try and divide that among the residents who are on our list from the facilities, and the facilities will go out and purchase personalized gifts for those residents. Because they may have something, they've needed a pair of shoes for the last 2 years and can't afford to buy them, or they need a shirt, or whatever.
Right, right.
So we use those funds for that. So if you would like to make a cash donation, you could mail that to us, and you can send it to the Onslow County Department of Social Services, P.O. Box 1379, Attention Elder Chair, Jacksonville, North Carolina, 28540.
Excellent. And you know, one of the things that we didn't mention, which we've seen in years past, and we've got an example of here today, is certainly we want to go out and purchase things, but I also know that you've gotten handcrafted lap throws.
Yes.
And the stockings themselves. You've had folks make you some very special stockings. Again, that just gives it that personal touch.
It does. And the residents, when they get these items or see the stockings or in the past the baskets, you can just see the smiles on their faces. They love it. And so if we have people out there who crochet, knit, sew, if you want to make stockings to donate or lap blankets, we'd love to get them.
Fantastic. Now, Ivy, your kiddos at 4-H are being great elves and great helpers, and on top of that, they're also kind of busy. So we wanted to share with folks that they need to check your website because you've got all kinds of things going on this fall for
Our
them.
Facebook page in particular, the website we don't keep up to date like we should, but the Facebook page we really do. And we've got this coming Sunday begins National 4-H Week. It's the 1st through the 7th. It's our week to celebrate every year. So wear green and be proud that you're a 4-H'er or a 4-H alumni. October the 10th, we have a soda can lamp workshop. The kids are going to do an electric project and make lamps out of soda cans. And on October the 14th, we have a Lego robotics workshop.
Okay.
We have some Lego kits that we've gotten from A&T, and they hook up to a computer. John's going to be doing that. So if you're interested in either of those two things, give our office a call. But
Excellent.
remember, National 4-H Week is October the 1st through the 7th, which just happens to be Fair Week as well.
Awesome. Well, you know, when I think about 4-H and its 100-year history, I believe, in North Carolina, or close to 100 years, I am certain, Robert, that some of these folks, these residents who they're assisting, I bet they were 4-Hers when they were kids, some of them.
I would imagine it's very possible.
And what a great way to make a connection for the kids to maybe even find out if there's that story connection. Well, I thank you both so much. I thank you for what you're doing for our citizens here in Onslow County, for connecting generations. One more time, Robert, the best way to reach you, telephone?
Okay, my direct number is 219
Okay.
1846.
Okay.
You can call me with any questions, or if you need someone to come out and speak to a group, I'm more than willing to do that, or my supervisor, Donna Coulter, might be willing to do that as well.
All right.
But we love going out and talking about elder cheer or about social services in general.
Thank you. And Miss Ivy, the best way to reach you at Onslow County Cooperative Extension?
Is 455-5873.
Excellent. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Helping
Thank
us
you.
kick off the holiday season. Welcome back to Onslow County today. And in Onslow County, we want you to be your healthiest and your happiest. And we have a great team of folks to share with us about the efforts to do that. We have Pam Brown from Onslow County Consolidated Human Services Health Department. And we also have Erin Tallman with the Onslow Memorial Hospital. Thank you both for being here today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, Pam, we have spoken on several occasions about the community health assessment and what you do with that information. But we want to give our viewers a little bit of background about that. And we also want to talk with you, Erin, about how the hospital has partnered with our health department to make this an effective plan so that we can reach the most folks in our community. So Pam, give us a little bit of background.
Sure. Well, every 3 to 4 years, health departments are asked to assess the community. And so we send out a survey and we ask community members to tell us, what are your top health concerns? What concerns do you have for your children or your neighborhood? What do you need to live your healthiest? And we collect that information and we come up with a list of priorities that the community has identified.
Okay.
And then we compare that list to all of our other resources, like what is the CDC saying about Onslow County, or the State Department of Public Health, or the hospital statistics, or the health department statistics. And we put that information together and we come up with community health priorities. And so through the process of that survey that we did in 2015, 2016, we identified 6 priority areas. And then we write an action plan that we can implement in our community to try to address those 6 health concerns and allow people to live their healthiest regarding those 6 health concerns. So now that's where we are in the process. We've just completed our action plans. We launched them in July, and we've just produced our first State of the County Health Report.
Fantastic.
And so we will do this. We will give this report to the community every year until we do the next survey, which will be in 2018-2019 timeframe.
Okay. Now, Erin, how has the hospital been involved or engaged in this project?
Sure. So through the enactment of the Affordable Care Act, one of the requirements is that hospitals conduct a community health needs assessment. And so we did that initially in 2013 and did that on our own and realized quickly that we are the experts. So hospitals have always taken care of patients, and now there's a shift and we're expected to take care of people. And so it really is a different mindset and perspective. And so we're blessed to have the experts right down the street. And so we spoke early on in our second community health needs assessment and said, hey, can we do this together? And they were gracious enough to shift some time frames, and we've worked together from the very beginning.
So the first step really is identifying, and you all, like you said, just didn't take a dart and throw it at the wall. You reached out to the community, engaged the community, as well as taking the statistical data that you all were able to provide. And you were very much able to come up with some very concrete statistics and ideas about what challenges we're facing in our communities. Pam, share what those priorities were, or what was identified.
The health priorities that we identified for Onslow County are blood pressure, diabetes, suicide, substance abuse, nutrition, access to healthy food and healthy eating, and obesity. Those are our 6 priority health issues.
And as I'm listening to those, a number of those I am certain are contributing factors. They're interwoven. They don't stand alone in a silo. They're very much one may contribute to the other. Erin, as Pam identified those, what came up, certainly this is what you all are seeing as you are treating patients, What sort of things, when we talk about those type of health priorities, do you see as a result of those conditions?
Right. Well, a lot. It is interwoven, as you mentioned, and a lot of what we're seeing is connection to resources and information and education, and that aligned perfectly when we did our assessment and our survey with the community, because there was a great desire and need for more education, more access, and more resources, and then transportation to those resources. So it truly is a community effort. While we might just be focusing on blood pressure, there's so much more to think about.
And as you identify these, that's step 1 is the assessment. Step 2 is you've got your reports, you've got your statistical data. Step 3, Pam, where are we going now?
So now we've gotten community input and input of organizations. We have our action plans. We know what we want to do over the next couple of years. Some of it is we're tying into things that already exist. Some of it we're trying something brand new to see how it works. So we have that flexibility to build a plan that is unique to our community. And then again, we want to make sure that we are reporting out to the public every year to let them know this is the progress that we're making, and to ensure that we are meeting their needs and improving their health.
So when we're thinking about this, it's about being preemptive, proactive, whatever verbiage you want to use. It's about wellness. Instead of treating folks post-condition or as a result of the condition, it's about wellness. Erin, what are some of the things, how are you all taking action toward that goal?
Well, sure. What we've done through our partnership is we have 6 priority areas, so we've split those up as far as who's facilitating. Again, it is a community effort, but the hospital has taken the lead on blood pressure, diabetes, and suicide. And education is a big part of what we're doing for prevention and overall wellness. And as you mentioned, these do tie in together. And so I think this would be a good time.
Oh, so absolutely.
If you don't mind.
We love visual aids. What have you got?
Community outreach and education isn't new, but our brand, What's Your Next 10, is.
All right.
And so the idea behind What's Your Next 10 is to get our community members thinking about maybe not the next 10 years, but to simplify it and bring that down to just the next 10 drinks. Is it going to be 10 glasses of water or 10 sweet teas? Gotcha. And because it can be overwhelming to manage everything. And so because our priority areas are so closely tied, we're able to do community outreach through What's Your Next 10, focusing on basically all of them to some extent. And that includes glucose testing, cholesterol, a lot of education, some fun games that I think just, if anything, raise awareness, like, holy mackerel, I did not realize there was that much sugar in that drink. And then we have a photo booth at the end of the show, if you will, and folks, after going through the process, hopefully realize this is going to be my next 10 and this is what I'm going to commit to. And so we take a picture of you at the end, and then you can go home with that hanging on your fridge, and there you are, committing to my next 10 drinks being water, and hopefully to start managing it from there.
What are my next 10? I love that. Easy to remember, and doable.
Right.
Is that the best word?
Right, because it's overwhelming. I mean, a lot of this is related to diet and what we put in our bodies, and especially after years of eating or drinking a certain way, it's difficult to change. So it's really breaking that up and just taking it one step at a time.
One step at a time. Now, Ms. Pam, we've said that the hospital has taken 3 of those priorities. Talk a little bit about what Onslow County Health Department is doing with the other 3 priorities.
Sure. Well, as Erin said, this is a community effort, so we have a lot of people working on these things, but we're taking the lead to ensure that we're working on substance abuse, on obesity, and then our last one is the healthy eating, access to healthy food and nutrition. So we've kind of lumped all of those together. So as Erin said, a lot of what we want to do is just provide education and resources to the community. So for example, we're in the process of revising our diabetes resource guide, which has everything from providers to resources if people need assistance with insulin or medications, to what do you do if the power's out because there's a hurricane and you're diabetic? How do you prepare for those situations? So we try to have a very complete guide. So we're working on materials like that. For our food access, we have revised our food assistance resources map.
Good.
So we have a list of the food pantries in Onslow County along with their times and locations and if there are any special qualifications. And then on the back of this, there's a map of where they're located.
Okay.
And so people, if they are having some food insecurity issues, then we definitely want to make sure that they get a copy of this, and this is on the website as well. And then one of the ones that we're really excited about that's really taken off maybe a lot faster than we had anticipated was we're also doing our Project Med Drop. And so this is, on the front side of it, you can see that there are reasons to get rid of unwanted or expired or unused medications. And then a lot of times you can't put a liquid medication or a needle into a drop box. So we have instructions about how to safely dispose of those types of medications. And then for those things that are in a pill or a capsule form, on the back of this we have the locations, the Onslow County locations of the drop boxes. So people can keep this handy and as they go by these locations can just drop off those. We want to make sure that people are not inappropriately accessing medications that can harm them within a home of a friend or a family member.
Right, right. So, it's beyond identifying. It's coming up with actions, but it's also, again, reasonable, as easy as possible. You all are really facilitating that, making it so I don't struggle with how to take those next steps. 10 steps.
Right.
What to do next, If members of the community want to be involved or want to engage with you all in this, perhaps they want to figure out what their next 10 are, or they have a loved one who they want to assist perhaps with concerns that they may have regarding substance abuse, how can they reach you all? What's the best way to engage in these next steps? Pam?
We actually have a group that meets quarterly, meets at the Consolidated Human Services Building. We usually meet in February, May, August, and November. And that's our community health assessment team, our chat team. And we chat about health issues.
Okay.
So people are more than welcome. It's not just for agencies or health department or hospital personnel. It's for, and we have community members that sit with that group. And this is the group that really helps us to develop these action plans and implement them. So people are always welcome. They can contact me at 910-989-3966, and I can add them to the list. Also on our website, you can find our State of the County Health Report. And in that, you have my contact information is there. And then on the second page of this report, it says, what can you do? And there are some specific actions that the community members can take to, even if they don't want to be part of that committee, that they can do to make their own lives, their family members, their friends, and their neighborhoods healthier.
Very good. And Erin, how about at Onslow Memorial? How can folks engage with those educational programs that you offer? Is it something we attend, or do you go out into the community and share it with other groups? How does it work?
It is all of the above.
Okay.
And we are at the table at the chat meetings, and so that's a great resource and a great way to be involved. But the hospital, we're very eager to hear the voice of, we say the voice of the patient, but the voice of the people in this circumstance. And we meet for our action plans typically monthly to bi-monthly. We have subcommittees, and to get more information on those, the best resource would be me. Not that I have all the answers, but I can certainly get them to the folks that do. And we would love to have those who are interested at the table. My contact information is 577-4731.
4731. Very good. So, identification, working towards action, and engagement. Pam, as we kind of close out the segment about the effectiveness of doing these plans, talk about what the end goal is. What are your, when we get to the finish line, and sometimes we don't, sometimes that's just leads us to the next steps, but what are you really looking for as you move forward in this process?
We want people to be able to live their healthiest. We want them to be able to take every opportunity afforded to them. And we want people to be able to identify, this is what I want in my life, and this is the level of health that I need to be able to fully enjoy or embrace these opportunities. And we want to help them to get there. We want them to have the information and the resources to support them, because health is not always just about the person. It's about the environment, it's about who's around you, and strengthening those so that you can live your healthiest life.
And Erin, your goals there at Onslow Memorial Hospital as you partner with the health department?
Right, to certainly learn from the health department in this process. But one thing that I've learned is that there are so many resources there, and I'd like to say that we've each sort of learned that, oh, I didn't realize that was even here. So for us, it's a great opportunity to get that information to the people who need it, and realize you're not alone. There are other folks out there, and Onslow County has a lot of resources to help you.
Wonderful. Well, Erin Tallman from Onslow Memorial and Pam Brown from Onslow County Health Department, thank you both, thank you for what you're doing to make Onslow County citizens their healthiest, their happiest, and their most well. And we appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us is Anna Stanley with Onslow County Park and Recreation. Anna, welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So we were concluding kind of out the summer, our last visit, and now the fall is here, and Park and Rec is always a great fall destination. Talk a little bit about some special events you all have coming up.
Well, we've got something pretty much every weekend in October.
All right.
Yeah, so we've got lots of stuff coming up. So we have Zumba, which we always have Zumba in the park. So the date slotted for this month is October 7th and 21st, and that's at Onslow Pines Park at 9 a.m. Okay.
All right, so we're going to Zumba at 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
Yep.
And perfect weather. I mean,
Yes.
this time of year is always great to get out and about.
Yeah, nice breeze, low humidity.
Excellent.
Yes.
Something we've all been waiting for. So you're going to Zumba in the park. What else you going to do?
All right, and then we are going to bike to the coast.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So that's taking the route down 24 to Hammock Beach. Is that the route you're going to take this year?
Actually, so it's City to the Sea.
City to the Sea.
City
Okay.
Yeah, so we will begin on, it's October 8th.
Okay.
So it's just 2 weekends or weekend and a half away.
Okay.
And it starts at the Food Lion on Piney Green Road.
Very good. Okay.
Yeah, so basically we're kind of taking the back road. So we're kind of shoot down, it's like Belgrade all the way to Swansboro.
That bike route, okay.
Yeah, that bike route. And we will end at Hammock Beach State Park on the water.
Perfect destination and beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. All levels of bicyclists.
Yeah, I mean, you need to be not experienced, but having familiarity with riding a bike. It's 21 miles, so it is a little bit of a longer ride, but it is open to everyone and families. So children are welcome. They just need to be prepared, and they need to be accompanied by an adult.
And all safety equipment.
All
helmets.
safety equipment, yes, please, yes.
All
and
right.
so registration is open online right now But if you miss online registration, then you can still sign up the day of. It starts at 2 o'clock on the 8th, but you will just need to be there at 1:30 for registration if you missed online.
Okay, so food line at Piney Green, taking that back way to Hammocks Beach.
Yes.
All right, what else? What else? What else?
All right, and then we have the annual Dog Day in the Park.
Oh, fun. Okay, and tell us about that.
Yeah, so that is October 14th.
Okay.
So we have lots of fun activities planned. Animal Services is going to come out. They're going to do their annual rabies clinic with us.
Very good.
So, yeah, people always look forward to that. And we have a dog pageant. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can bring your little furry friend and dress them up and have a little pageant. So we've got that going on. We'll have some vendors. We have some, of course, you can play lots of games with your little furry friends.
Okay.
So
Dog Day in the Park, what time does that start?
it starts at 9 a.m.
Okay.
And then and it runs until 1 o'clock. But also we have the annual dog jog with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can bring your pal out and you can do a 1 mile fun run, and that's just $10. And online registration is open for that as well.
Excellent. All right, so Dog Day in the Park. Anything else?
Oh, we've got more.
What you got?
Lots
What you
more.
got?
All right, then we have our Halloween event. We're calling it Halloween Hoopla.
Halloween Hoopla.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and that's going to be Friday, October 20th
Okay.
from 5 to 10.
All right.
So we'll do a pet costume contest. We'll have an annual Halloween costume contest for all ages. We'll have games and activities, and we will end with a movie in the park,
Okay.
a family-friendly Halloween movie. And our most exciting new thing, and I think everybody has kind of heard a little bit about this, we are going to be doing Cosmic Dodgeball on Halloween for our
Yeah.
Halloween event.
For those who have not heard of Cosmic Dodgeball, need to give us a few more details
All
because
right.
it sounds really cool.
Yeah, so what it is basically it's dodgeball, but it's in the dark and it's glow. So it glows in the dark. So we have black lights, we have the glow in the dark dodgeballs. So
Okay.
yeah, so we're gonna try that out, see how people like it. So, and you'll be able to find out more information on it on our website and Facebook page as soon as it's available.
Oh, cool. So should we wear glow-in-the-dark clothes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and all that information will be exactly what glow-friendly clothes to wear will be from
Super.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So that'll be a fun night.
All right. So, and that's the 20th.
Yes.
That's the
yes.
20th
It's on a
of October.
Friday night. It's from 5 to 10.
Okay.
So it's just a small Halloween get together with a variety of activities, and then ending with a movie.
You know what I love is, we just spoke with our health department in the hospital about being healthy.
Yes.
And you've just brought that story to us full circle because it's about being outside, it's about being engaged, having fun, but also being active.
Yes.
How important is that to the mission of Park and Recreation?
Well, I mean, part of it is just, being out there, but enjoying what you're doing. So not just having to say, I have to get up at 6 o'clock, I have to work out. But you know what? You're going outside, you're active, you're running, you're playing dodgeball, you're doing all this stuff, and you're getting a great workout, but not even thinking about it.
You're jogging with your dog, you're doing the Zumba, and
Yes.
you're glowing in the dark too?
Yes,
Can't-
all of it. And it's all good for you and healthy, and you don't even think that you're giving your body a great workout.
That's fantastic. Anything else you've got going on till the end of the...
We've got one more.
All right.
All
What
right.
is it?
And I think this is one of our larger events. The kids love it. Is the annual the pumpkin painting.
Yes.
Yes. So it is going to be on October 23rd at Blue Creek Elementary School. It'll start at 6 p.m. I do want everybody to be aware it is going to be a little bit different this year. Pre-registration will be required.
Okay. Good.
Okay, it will be required, and we are limiting the number of participants that are able to attend. So that information will be available on our Facebook page. So as soon as you see it come out, you need to sign up right away because it will go fast.
All right. So pumpkin painting coming up at Blue Creek, and it's a make and take activity.
Yes.
And I've seen some of those designs. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And
the
it's
kids just love it.
awesome. So you're also going to share with us a little bit about what you're doing on the athletic side of the house.
Correct.
Share with us about some of the things that are coming up this fall.
All right, so they have basketball and cheer registration. Actually, online registration is available now. So
Okay.
you are able to go online and register for basketball and for cheer at this moment. But if you are not savvy with the computer, you rather do it face-to-face, we do have some on-site registrations that will be taking place. And those are October 7th and 14th from 10 to 5.
Okay.
And then on October 15th from 1 to 5.
And locations?
Yeah, location. So Southwest Middle School, Hunters Creek Middle, Swansboro Middle, Dixon Middle, and Trexler Middle.
All right, and if we're going to register our child to participate in either of those activities, anything special you want us to bring? Birth certificates, do we need anything like that?
Yeah, you'll need the birth certificates and the correct fees, and all that information is available online on our website and our Facebook page.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay. So bringing all that information, so not only are you planning some fun, healthy family activities, but this is a great way to get your children involved in athletics, not just from an athletic standpoint, but sportsmanship and health as well.
Yeah, we try to do it on both sides.
Excellent. Now, Anna, you mentioned your Facebook, you mentioned your website. What is the best possible number folks can call just to get that basic information to direct them to all of these activities?
Sure, it's 347-5332.
All right, so lots of fun in October. Zumba, dog day in the park, movies, glow-in-the-dark dodgeball, athletics, you've got basketball, and you've got cheer. You're going to ride from the city to the sea. I think y'all are pretty busy this October.
Oh, no, I think so.
All right.
So don't want to miss it, though.
Don't want to miss out on anything. And, of course, we're going to invite you back because as we get closer to the holidays, you all don't slow down. You just pick up speed.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to having you back again, 347-5332.
Correct.
All right. Well, Anna Stanley, as always, it is great to have you here, and we look forward to seeing you next
All right,
time.
thank you so much.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us is Howard Martin. Howard is Director of Onslow County Animal Services, and we're pleased to have you back to share with us some of the activities that you all have going on, but also a special concern that you all are always focused on and wanting to make sure from a public safety standpoint that you're always aware of these conditions and the conditions our public should be made aware of, and that's issues of rabies. Mr. Martin, talk to us a little bit about, one, why this is right now top of mind for you all, and then we'll talk about your actions, things that are going on, even statewide.
Well, we've had positive rabies with the wildlife, and we've had 3 cases where we did have human exposure along with its animal. And that proposes not only for the animal, but the human exposure. Health department will oversee that, but it can be of concern just health-wise and not getting the proper treatment. But back to the animal takes some concern also if it's not properly vaccinated and has that vaccination. It can save the dog's life or save you, the owner of the dog, some money down by just getting it vaccinated.
And you know, we talk about this so much in terms of public health and public safety, which is prevention, the easiest first step we can all take in many situations. And you all are making that very easy and affordable because you offer rabies clinics. And this month,
Yes.
you're offering many. Talk a little bit about the rabies clinics.
We do have a rabies clinic outside of just normal day-to-day offering it to the public at our shelter. But the 14th of October, we are in conjunction with Parks and Recs, and we're providing a rabies clinic from 9 to 1 that day, dogs only.
Right.
And provide that rabies vaccination for you at $10, and then your tag will come with that. We just ask that you bring the dog leashed when you arrive to have it done.
So, you know, that's the other thing that is really stands out about Onslow County Animal Services is your partnership with other agencies and your partnership in the community. You all don't operate in a vacuum. You realize that you're here for the whole community, and so you work in conjunction with a lot of agencies, like what you're doing with the Dog Day in the Park event.
Correct, and we actually have an event every weekend in October. The 7th we'll be at Stevenson Toyota for an adoption event, cats and dogs. On the 14th, Dog Day in the Park. On the 21st, we are Barktoberfest at Jacksonville Commons with an adoption event. And then the last Saturday of the month, we will be at New River Harley-Davidson for the trunk or treat.
Trunk or treat, Barktober, Dog Day in the Park. You all are one of the most active animal services agencies I think that I have ever seen. Your concern for our furry family members, the idea of these outside adoption events, really reaching out to the community, and then your concern for the health and well-being of our pets. Just really kind of shine through. The other thing that we talked about on our last visit is that changing protocol for these exposures for pets, and it's gone one more step than a protocol at this point. Talk a little bit about some recent changes.
Well, the state has passed the law on the continuum as far as what will transpire if an exposure. The first step is if your animal is vaccinated, then it's pretty safeguard for the animal. He receives a booster vaccination within 96 hours, and you will have a confinement of him, not confinement, but a monitoring of him for about 45 days. If your animal is vaccinated but he's over, and you can show proof of he would receive a booster within 96 hours, and then he would be confined and observed for the next 45 days after that. If you have no documentation of the animal's vaccination, but you're saying that he does, you can elect to draw a titer on it to show that he's been vaccinated. Mm-hmm. And then if it's acceptable, then you would receive a booster and confine him for another 45 days at your residence. The part that comes in is no vaccination at all, and then you have two options. The first option is at a selected private boarding facility that's approved by the health director. He would have to be confined and quarantined for 4 months at your expense. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. The other alternative, if you choose not to do that, would be to humanely euthanize the animal.
Because of the exposure
to the rabies, yes.
You know, I always think that if we elect to become pet families, it comes with a great deal of responsibility. Talk about the educational role that animal services plays in our community about responsible pet familyship.
Well, it comes down to you want an animal, and with that animal will come a little bit of responsibility to include expense. Dogs and cats thrive on their own pretty good, but there is sometimes where they need some care to them as far as a veterinarian on a yearly basis for regular shots, especially your younger puppies or kittens, to the elderly dogs and cats who can require a little more attentiveness. So we try to encourage and help when we get calls in to direct them or give them some advice on what to do as far as the maintenance. We've even, on our adoptions, we have some handouts now to really give you a cost assessment of what it can cost to own an animal in the correct way that can save you the animal's life no less, but save you some money.
So it's about certainly adopting and bringing that furry family member into your home, but recognizing all that encompasses, including making sure that animal is properly vaccinated for the safety of your family, the safety of the community, and certainly the safety of your pet. Mr. Martin, I also know that you all are making big changes at your facility so that, again, you can better serve our community and better provide for those animals who may come into your possession. Talk a little bit about the changes there.
We, a year ago when I arrived and on the hiring, we were under renovations. I did not have the pleasure of working in the previous layout of the building, but understood that it was quite smaller as far as where we actually service coming in. So with some vision of our now county manager and the staff at that time, he was interim, they've expanded that area, and we're back in the building operational. We have some cosmetics we're still doing, and then we will propose a kind of a grand opening to let everybody come in and see the new area. But we are functioning a larger intake area, which helps not only our staff as far as workspace where they're at now, but also the citizens coming in with their animals. Before, 2 dogs in where we were at was a little claustrophobic, and we have quite a large area now. We also have a enhanced area for our cats that are up for adoption with individual condos and a air fresh system that will help control and because cats are very susceptible to upper respiratory, and that should help that situation where they're not confined all in the even cages, but now they're in their own little condo, we call it, that gives them a more thriving chance in that area now.
Again, a much more healthful kind of
Sure.
environment, so that as members of the community come in and are looking to adopt, again, that feline member of their
Sure.
family. So
We also expanded the side of our building to have a meet and greet area when you're wanting to look at a dog, to where we can bring the dog out there for you and you can interact with it either in an open area that's confined or in a kennel with benches, to have that ability and not just, we're in the hallway or at the kennel where he's staying inside our facility, but to give you the ability to know that this is the right pick for you. It's been very helpful for us.
Well, Mr. Martin, I think that ultimately when the community looks at animal services, they see an agency that cares for the community and cares for the animals that are part of our community. We want to remind folks the best way to find out all this information, because you do have so much going on in October, and that information is available on your website.
Okay. And then we have a Facebook page also under Animal Services, but our county website also, all the events that are occurring.
So if they go to onslowcounty.gov, go to Animal Services page, see all that great information, see your events, that public health information as well. And again, we want to thank you, because we always want to make sure that our community is the healthiest and happiest it can be, and that includes our furry community members.
Yes.
Well, we thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to visiting with you again.
Me too. Thank you.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is a new face to Onslow County Today. We have Brianna Tillman from the Onslow County Public Library System. Brianna, welcome. We're so glad you're here.
Thank you, Lisa.
Now, we were talking a little bit off camera, and you have actually been with our library system just about a year now,
That's correct, yes.
and you work with public services.
Yes, I will be mostly at the circulation desk helping with our patrons.
So when those patrons come in the door, you're that first face that they get to meet, that first point of contact. And so you get to share all that great information that you all are doing with your patrons.
Yes, part of what I do is explaining to them about all of our wonderful free programs and events that happen, and I'd like to talk about some of the ones that we'll be having in the month of October.
Fantastic. So it's fall, everybody's back, full steam, back to school. Things are kind of getting, not ready for the holidays yet, not all of the holidays yet, but some of them. And so we want to talk about those cool things you've got going on. So let us know.
Okay, well, for some of our adult programs that we have going on, the Legal Aid of North Carolina, we will have do-it-yourself clinics that will touch on different topics, divorce, expungement, and child custody, and those happen on the 3rd, the 10th, and the 19th of October. And those are going to be very empowering programs. They will offer a video clinic and you get free paperwork, and we will have somebody during that video talk about some of the information on those topics.
Now, that program is offered at Main Branch. Is that where that will be centered
Yes,
at?
yes, it will.
All right, so legal aid first. What else?
We do have some career development clinics that are coming up, and that will be held at our Swansboro branch, and that is some of our Onslow County Human Resources staff coming in to kind of go over your resume and talk about some skills that will help boost your interview skills. So that's going to be happening on the 10th of October at the Swansboro branch.
At Swansboro branch, okay. And then you certainly have some fun things in store for our kids and our families.
Another great fun one is Smorgasbooks, which is new, and it's for all of our patrons who love to check out those food and cookbooks. That's going to be really fun. So we picked the ingredient, which is going to be pumpkin.
All right.
And you bring in any recipe and you make the dish and you bring it in, and it's kind of like everybody's swap meet. You know, we try these different recipes, and that's going to be really fun. It's the first one that we're doing, and ours is going to be on the 5th of October, and it's anything pumpkin that you want to bring in.
Now, is that at all branches or at Main Branch?
That is at Main Branch. Richlands and Swansboro will have different ones. On October 18th is going to be Richlands, and that's pumpkins. And then Swansboro is December 8th, and that's cookies.
All right.
Yes.
So pumpkins and cookies. Make sure I say it right.
Smorgasbook.
Smorgasbook.
Yes.
Smorgasbook. So people who love cookbooks, and cookbooks certainly are not just recipes, they are works of art if you look at modern cookbooks.
That's my favorite section at the library for sure. And then some of our other programs, I know a lot of people are really excited for Spooky Shenanigans.
Okay.
That event is going to be a Monster Mash theme, and we invite everybody to dress up in their costumes and come out. There's going to be a lot of festivities and activities for the whole family, little all the way to old. So we invite everybody to come out for that, and that is going to be on October 27th from 7 to 8:30.
All right, and that is at all branches?
That is going to be at all branches except Sneed's Ferry. Theirs is going to be on the 28th.
Okay.
And that is going to be from 10 a.m. to 12 there at that branch.
All right, so be ready to be your best monster self.
Yes. We are very excited. We're setting up and we're decorating, and we hope that we have a lot of people come out to that event.
Fun. All right, so Smorgasbook.
Yes.
Spooky Shenanigans.
Yes.
All right, and then you all have a few other things lined up for the fall.
We do. So a lot for our teens, we're having an Escape the Library event.
Oh, fun.
That is very popular, and so we're going to challenge all of our participants to escape the library, and we hope that you come out to that one, and it's going to be on the 21st of October, and we're asking that you register, so give us a call, and we will sign you up for that, and we're hoping to get a lot of people to come out to that event as well.
Those escape room gaming ideas, I mean, it is really something that has exploded, and people are just having a great time with that.
They're really fun, yeah.
That idea of kind of solving puzzles and seeing what you can do, almost that survivor thing as well.
Yeah.
So it's a combination. Anything else you want to share with us that you all have going on? I know you've got some things. You've got the Foundation Center, which is a great resource for you all.
Yes, for all of our nonprofits out there, we are having the Foundation Center come out, and they are going to have some refreshers and tips on finding funding and making sure that your organization is thriving. And the Foundation Center event, that is going to be at our branch on the 23rd, and it's going to be at 10 a.m.
So much going on at the library, at all of the branches.
At all of our branches.
And we're really very fortunate to have a library kind of in every corner of the county. Remind our viewers where each of those branches are, just the townships or the communities where they're situated.
Right. So we have Jacksonville, our main branch, which is at 58 Doris, and then we have Swansboro, Sneads Ferry, and Richland. So all of those branches are going to have access to all the same programs that we're doing, and they have generally the same hours of operation. So those are going to be, our Sneads Ferry branch is on Highway 210, and then our Swansboro branch is at Corbett Avenue, and then our Richlands is on Wilmington Street.
Very good. And again, you all maintain fantastic website. Your social media is terrific. Remind folks how they can find out more about what's going on at all of the branches.
Yeah, so our website, www.onslowcountync.gov. /library. That is going to be our page, our main page, and from there you can link to our Twitter, to our Facebook, a lot of amazing resources that are available to download, our audiobooks and ebooks and things like that, as well as a newsletter for our events that are going to happen. So anything that we've talked about today, you will be able to get more information on at our website.
Well, that is the perfect way to tie up our segment. Brianna, it's been great getting to meet you, and thank you. You had so much to share, and we're excited about what you all are offering. Website, go out to any of your branches, and we look forward to having you come back and visit with us again.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
As always, we want to thank you for joining us for Onslow County Today, and a special thank you to all of our guests: Ivy Reed, Robert Buckner, Pam Brown, Aaron Tallman, Howard Martin, Anna Stanley, and Brianna Tillman, all for sharing what's going on at each of their departments. But the best thing that I took away from today's show is listening to the departments about how they all work together on behalf of the citizens of Onslow County. We thank them for what they do, and we thank you for watching us for this edition of Onslow County Today.